Hello, and welcome to the Find Info World channel. Today I would like to report that California and the west coast of the United States has been hit by Fukushima's radioactive wave. Health officials confirm a spike in radiation on a San Francisco beach, but have no answers. This is based on an article by Paul Joseph Watson and Alex Jones of Infowars.com posted on January 6, 2014. Predictions that Fukushima's radioactive ocean plume would hit the west coast of the U.S. sometime in 2014 may have already come to pass, with a new video showing Geiger counter readings of background radiation at a beach in San Francisco over 5 times the safe level. The video shows a man measuring radiation readings at different spots on a beach south of Biller Point Harbor. Background radiation in the areas immediately surrounding the beach are normal, but once the man approaches the water itself, the radiation spikes to at least 500% safe levels, and the Geiger counter's alarm goes off.
This is the path heading towards Surfers Beach. We're up on a bluff area, parkland. You can see what it's reading. The last 3 days I've been down here, when I hit the beach, my detector goes into alarm, which is set at 3 times about this, 99. Here I am on the bluff, looking at the ocean, overlooking the ocean. I can't see it very well, but you see it's still reading. Maybe a little higher, but that's hard to quantify. Now I'm on the beach. Here I am, I'm over background. The alarm's going off. Here I am on the beach. There you go. That's sort of the levels we're dealing with here. And I'm standing straight up. This camera's at eye height, so I'm about 5 feet off of the sand.
Days after this YouTube video emerged showing background radiation at a coastside beach reaching over 150 microgram per hour, health officials in San Mateo County confirmed the spike, but said they were befuddled as to its cause. However, officials dismissed the possibility that the readings could be linked to Fukushima radiation, despite forecasts by experts last summer that radioactive particles from Fukushima would reach the U.S. West Coast by way of the water in 2014. The man behind the video claims that on his previous visit to the same beach, radiation readings were 13 times the safe level. In the following days, other amateurs with Geiger counters began posting similar videos online, reports the Half Moon Bay Review. The videos follow other alarming news last month that starfish were mysteriously disintegrating along the west coast, a trend that has not been linked yet to any cause. The U.S. Environmental Protection Agency and State Department of Public Health are now investigating the cause of the radiation, and more information is expected to be released this week. While officials will almost certainly downplay the situation in order to prevent panic, it's important to remember that genuine public health crises are virtually always preceded by government duplicity. TEPCO and the Japanese government have repeatedly been caught lying in their efforts to downplay the scale of the Fukushima disaster. In September it was confirmed that radiation readings around the power plant were 18 times higher than previously reported by TEPCO. After a tank leaked 300 tons of toxic water in August, groundwater radiation readings at the plant soared to 400,000 becquerels per liter, the highest reading since the nuclear accident occurred in March 2011. EPA officials in America also lied in the weeks after 9/11 when they told rescue workers and the general public that the air at Ground Zero was safe to breathe. According to insiders, EPA officials knew that the dust in the air was laden with asbestos, but chose to cover up the truth, leading to at least 20,000 Ground Zero workers suffering debilitating illnesses and numerous deaths. Mainstream media outlets have also largely toed the line on Fukushima, despite overwhelming evidence of a cover-up of the true scale of the crisis by Japanese authorities. Former MSNBC host CENK Iger was told not to warn the public about the danger posed by the meltdown at the Fukushima nuclear plant during his time as a host on the cable network.
First responders in Japan after the tsunami and earthquake are now developing serious health issues because of the Fukushima nuclear reactor. So some of the ailments that members of our own Navy are suffering from right now include cancer, thyroid disease, and uterine bleeding. Jesus. One person by the name of Lindsay Cooper says the following: "My thyroid is so out of whack that I can lose 60 to 70 pounds in 1 month and then gain it back the next. My menstrual cycle lasts for 6 months at a time, and I cannot get pregnant. It's ruined me."
Jeez, man, hearing the stories of what happened to those guys on the USS Ronald Reagan when they went to go help is devastating. I mean, one story after another it just rips your guts inside. And what they're saying is, look, the Japanese government told us it was safe. And mainly, it was not the Japanese government as much as the actual electric company who was operating the plant, who said, "Oh, don't worry about it."
Of course they're going to say that.
Yeah.
Anytime you're dealing with radiation and a nuclear reactor, you have to go against what someone is telling you and go with your better judgment. At least 70 have been stricken with some form of radiation sickness, and of those, at least half are suffering from some form of cancer. We're seeing leukemia, testicular cancer, and unremitting gynecological bleeding requiring transfusions and other intervention.
Now, at this point, the Japanese government actually agrees with them. They say the Tokyo Electric Power Company knew how bad it was and didn't say it, right? Mm-hmm. And so, I mean, that's exactly what lawsuits are for when somebody has damaged you like this. Look, they said that they knew fairly early on, but they couldn't get the aircraft carrier out in enough days, right? Because people got so sick, everybody on board started having uncontrollable diarrhea. They said they were, and I hate to put it this way, but it's literally a quote, shitting themselves in the hallways.
Oh my God.
And then this radioactive snow started to fall. But that wasn't actually the biggest problem. From my reading of the case, it appears the biggest problem was that the radiation was in the water. Mm-hmm. And they take the water in and desalinate it and then use it in the faucets, the showers, etc. So they were all showering, literally showering in that radioactive water, and that's why this happened. And I remember both on the Young Turks at the time, and I was on MSNBC at the time when this happened, I said, don't trust what the Japanese government is saying. Don't trust what the electric power company is saying. Go, get out of there, right? Get as far away from that plant as you can. It's literally a core meltdown. And they don't want people to panic, so they're always like, oh, it's going to be okay. You know, we'll set up I forget if it was a 20 or a 60 mile perimeter, something along those lines. I'm like, you're crazy, man. Don't be anywhere near that reactor. And I remember at the time, of course, not at the Young Turks, but on cable news, people were like, hey, Cenk, I don't know that you want to say that because the official government position is that it's safe.
So ridiculous.
Oh, is that the official government position? Now go explain that to the people who were serving on the USS Ronald Reagan.
Concerns that the federal government is preparing for some form of nuclear emergency have heightened after it was revealed that the Department of Health and Human Services has ordered 14 million doses of potassium iodide, the compound that protects the body from radioactive poisoning, in the aftermath of severe nuclear accidents, to be delivered before the beginning of February. So what are we, the general public, to do to protect ourselves from this environmental threat? Ultimately, all of the top experts say that the real solution is to move to the southern hemisphere, which in reality is not really a viable solution for the vast majority of us when speaking with the experts on this exact subject searching for a more viable answer. The response is always to begin taking a super strength form of what's known as nascent-iodine on a daily basis because it is the only form your body can truly utilize in a way that supports the thyroid like nothing else. The problem with this has always been the fact that I know numerous nascent-iodine supplements, and more so the harmful chemical versions of iodine, often contain toxic fillers and GMO derivatives. We're talking glycerin taken from USDA slaughterhouses, where the livestock are fed GMO ingredients, absorption-blocking filler ingredients, GMO-derived corn ingredients, and a host of toxic substances. According to top medical professionals, nutritionists, and radiation experts, nascent-iodine is really the alternative to migrating to the southern hemisphere, and it's essential to ensure you are receiving a form of nascent-iodine that can both be utilized by your body and is free of dangerous additives. You want to use a kind that is completely non-GMO certified. The nascent-iodine in Survival Shield brand is not subjected to direct heat, harsh chemicals, or alcohol. Contains raw, certified USB-grade iodine. Vegan-friendly, and completely non-toxic. As you are aware, there is currently a run on nascent-iodine amid the radioactive chaos we face on a daily basis. As an alternative to moving to South America, utilize nascent-iodine on a daily basis, and also maintain a stockpile in your medicine cabinet for your family. At the link below this video you can learn more about Survival Shield's nascent-iodine. Help increase awareness of this environmental threat by sharing with friends and family so that they too can prepare and warn their inner circle. The mainstream media are no longer on the side of public awareness, so we as informed citizens must do their job and save ourselves from threats foreign and domestic. Like and share this video. Also subscribe to the Find Info World channel to stay up to date on the latest happenings in your community and the world. Thank you for watching.